What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for joining us again. And remember, if you're new or you like the content that we make sure you subscribe, like the video and all that great stuff. Now, as you know, we did a video about 2 days ago about the Foxtel IQ4/IQ5, basically talking about all those local channels that you can access now on the IP service. So if you didn't have an antenna or you just wanted to be able to watch it via IP instead of that hassle of getting an antenna or plugging an antenna and you just want to purely have it all on the internet, that is now optional. You can now do that on 20 channels, as I showed you basically in that video. That video will be in the cards up at the top there if you want to check out that video. So basically that was about the SBS, the ABCs, and also the Channel 9 networks, all available on IP. But I got a few questions basically asking, what happens if I want to watch the Victoria version of Channel 9 or the Victoria version of SBS and ABC? How do I go around doing it? Now initially I thought, well, it's IP, so obviously it's going to work off your IP local address. So I went, let's play around a little bit and change my IP to a different location in Australia. So I changed my IP to a different location in Australia to see if the Foxtel IP channels would change to that local area. Interestingly, when I changed my local area to Perth, my 9Now went to Perth. The local channels went to Perth, the 9Now, which was awesome. I went, okay, that means the Channel 9 IP on the Foxtel box will go to Perth. It doesn't, it just defaults back to where I am. And I went, wonder why it's doing that. How is it getting around this? Why is it doing this? And it turns out the IP channels are coming off where your service address is. So whatever service address you have on your Foxtel account is where that IP channel is going to be based. I thought you might be able to trick it because apparently the live channels come from the app. So, you know, when you go onto the local sources and you change it to IP, apparently that source is coming from the app, such as 9Now, SBS On Demand, and ABC iView. So I went, well, if I open it up on the 9Now, it's going to know I'm in Perth, and it's going to change my IP on the Foxtel and change it to Perth local channels. But it doesn't. It will not do it. So basically, if you've moved to Perth and you don't change your address, you're still going to have the Queensland channels, okay? So it's very interesting that that factor happens and you cannot get around it. So basically, wherever you live is what local channels you're going to get. You can't change the IP base unless you completely moved your service address, which isn't going to work. So yeah, that's basically the answer that I have for your question, is if you are in Queensland and you want to watch Victoria Channel 9 and you want to watch Victoria SBS, Victoria ABC, and you want to watch it via IP and you thought there might have been a way around it by changing the IP, such as a VPN or something like that, it ain't going to work. It just doesn't work. Basically, I thought it would, but it doesn't. Foxtel's a little bit more smarter than that, only probably because for ads, they need to make sure the advertisers are going to the right region. So basically, whatever your Foxtel account's linked to, whatever location it's linked to, is where your local IP channel is going to be broadcasted out of. So I hope that answers some of your questions, but that's your answer, and hopefully let us know what you think down below. And thanks again for